it's going to be a harsh and a really difficult 1st of July.
Montreal-based housing advocate FRAPRU is calling on the Legault government to tackle the housing crisis, marking 1 week of protests in Quebec. The organization says that the number of social housing units would need to be doubled over 15 years, meaning 10,000 new units being built each year to help combat the issue. All this as the province's July 1st moving day fast approaches.
That's the only way that we're going to stop this crisis, and also that's going to be a big impact on the housing market.
Carl Lafrenière of FRAPRU says this figure is doable as dozens of advocates voiced their concerns on a piece of land slated to become a large condo project in Mercier, Hochelaga, Maisonneuve, which he says adds pressure to an already fragile situation.
It's clear that if nothing happened and if nothing changed, it's going to be worse and worse. And we already acknowledge like the fact that there's a doubling of people living outside, and it's directly linked by the housing crisis.
Lafrenière says there is a dire need for social housing, citing major concerns if nothing is addressed or acknowledged. One of their main goals is to implement public programs to develop low-cost housing, cooperatives, and non-profit housing projects that meets tenants' needs.
The Legault government need to recognize the fact that housing is a right, and it's not just like private housing and just the right to own property, but really the right for everyone to have a safe space to live in and to build.
In a statement to City News Montreal, the Office of the Minister responsible for housing says, since 2018, our government has invested nearly $7 billion in housing, notably to build social and affordable housing and help low-income tenants. We will continue to work with all our partners on the ground to ensure that every Quebecer has a roof over their head that meets their needs. They add by saying there are currently more than 24,000 units in various stages of construction across Quebec, and housing assistance service teams are present across Quebec and have several tools to help find new housing. FRAPRU says last year, the day after moving day, there were 1,667 renters without housing or looking for housing.
It's so important in community like in the east of Montreal, where there's normally a little bit like a popular neighborhood, to see that those big buildings with definitely non-affordable housing is going to have a big impact on the housing market here in Montreal, but especially in the east part.
In Montreal, Tehosterihens Deer, City News.